Today I'd like to share a few words to the topic of confidence. I think confidence isn't something everlasting, but rather something which you can gain and lose at any moment. So, I think there are two major categories to confidence and feeling confident. One of them being intrinsic and the other one extrinsic. Intrinsic, the internal one, is about you yourself, as far as you're concerned whether you are doing everything correctly. And the extrinsic one being how society perceives you and whether or not you are compatible with them. First thing would be, of the intrinsic sector, whether you love yourself. I think it's important to love yourself, to be able to say that you're happy with who you are, that you're happy that you were born into this body, that you're happy that you are you and you know the way around yourself. Number two would be to have a spine. That's exactly the opposite of when somebody tells you, be a good person, be a good guy, or as your parents might have told you, be a good child. It's the exact opposite of this. You do your own things, you go your own way, and that's about it really. And if somebody tells you they don't like you for this, then they can go to hell. This sort of attitude. Now, lastly, within this category, I would like to mention the necessity of having a lot of energy. If you have some things which require you to focus on, which require you to do some mental work, psychological work, self-analysis, then you need a lot of energy. And you must have energy. And for that you need to sleep a lot, you need to eat healthy, you need to drink a lot of water, and so on. So, extrinsically, I think it's mostly set by society, how you're perceived. You might be doing everything correctly, but as long as the society or your surroundings don't approve of you as you are, then you can't really get any far. So, if there are people who put you down, who tell you you're crazy, then it's not exactly the right nurturing environment for your self-confidence. If you think about what does it actually mean to be crazy, if somebody tells you when you've been confident, when you're trying to confidently propel your own agenda, your own ideas, and somebody tells you now these ideas are completely crazy, what does it actually mean? Does it mean that you're crazy? Does it mean that that particular person thinks that you're crazy? Because if they think it's crazy, it doesn't mean much. Because if you have any authoritarian person, any authority, then they sort of claim something that they are above others or that they have the right to speak over other people. And it's all implied, and it's up to you whether you accept it or not. You don't have to accept this. So, there are two options. You accept it, you say, okay, this guy's right, he's a confident person, he's a strong person, I like this guy as a leader, let's accept this guy, let's listen to whatever he does. While you can also say this guy's completely insane, he's just a crazy nutcase, fuck him. So, about these things, this applies to you too when you express your ideas confidently as well. Because if you have an idea, and somebody disapproves of this, they will think it's crazy. But some other people might like it. But there will always be people who would think that you're crazy for speaking your mind. And this shouldn't stop you, to my mind. Because you, as a human being, if you want to be confident, you have to go your own way. You have to have the spine to support your own ideas. And you might also reform your ideas if you say so, but you should never be scowled into silence by somebody disapproving of this. Now, second thing in extrinsic factors would be social code. There are things which society likes. It's important to live up to this. You know, you have to be positive, you have to smile, you have to look people in the eye, and so on. These things, if you do them correctly, you will also feel more confident because people react differently to people with different attitudes. If somebody has a positive attitude, they're more likely to meet people who are smiling, who are happy, and so, just because they kickstart this within them. So, if you do your job in society correctly, this will also stimulate this within you, in turn. Now, every friendship, as I see, has a sort of momentum. If you have person A trying to express something, and person B and person A says something, the person B reacts to this, accepts this, approves of this, gives a validation, gives some opinion, then tells their own thing, the same happens in turn, then this is what I call momentum. And I think this is very healthy because you need this. We're social beings, so we need this sort of feeling and illusion of presence of other people and approval and inclusion. So if you have people around you who disapprove of this, who call you crazy, or who say that this is not something you should be saying, then this is not good for your self-confidence. You should have somebody with the momentum, and if you don't have people with momentum, you should find new ones. So, that's about it I have for today. Thanks for listening, and bye.